The word vampire means in the late 2000s and early 2010s, vampires were YouTubers, but if YouTubers were dead. In the 1990s, you may think of vampires as being like Tom Cruise, or alternatively Tom Dead, or alternatively Tom Cruise in Interview with the YouTubers. Despite all of these different kinds, it would be hard to imagine a more iconic vampire archetype than that of Dracula. Or his strange German knockoff, Count Koch, or Nosferatu. Both of them work. And it turns out there's a Nosferatu video game, and no, I do not mean Slendrian. I mean Nosferatu, the Rawr of Malachi. Let's take a look at it. Coming from Swedish development studio Idlex in the year of our Lord 2003, Nosferatu became something of a cult classic among horror fans. And you can tell it's a cult classic because every company attached to the game, plus a few related companies caught in its accursed reach, are all companies not in the spooky sense, but instead the harrowing financial one. And a lot of the fans of the game discovered it some years after its initial release. Like me, I discovered it in late 2011 after Peter released a Let's Play about it. There's a lot to unpack there, and we do not have time. And when I was a teenager, Nosferatu had such a strong appeal to me. Not only was it a cool, heavily stylized gothic horror game with some genuine frights, but it also had a more unplaceable, esoteric appeal that I can't quite nail down. And I've mentioned the game on and off for years now on this channel, but it's time to give it its own dedicated video. It opens with an incredible creative choice. You see this cutscene with the horizontal lightning and largely blank background? Looks a little strange, doesn't it? Well, for years I thought it was some kind of modern hardware issue that caused it to look like this, but no. In my opinion, that's much more pleasant than Music Effect Scum 2, which sounds like this. But anyway, the opening cinematic sets up a tale as old as time. Our sister is being married off to Castle Malachi, and we're late, arriving well after our loved ones, making us Malachi's Malakas. That's one for all my Malakas out there. And when we do arrive, we become acutely aware that we are British, because we've come as tourists and immediately made a mess. Everyone's suitcases and travel bags are by the castle's entrance, and yet, no one is in sight. How queer. But this is no quiet, brooding game about exploring a castle to find your family. It's a loud, entirely time-sensitive game about YouTubers, but if YouTubers drank more blood. And something that really complicates this time sensitivity is the fact that the game is, at least partially, procedurally generated. So your family and friends, in the best case scenario, could be 3 rooms away from where you start. They could also be as far away as 3 rooms away from where you start. You can stomach the thought. The map has 3 main sections, each having its own unique style and difficulty increases, as well as their own cast of family members. And some of the family members are in set positions that won't change, like each of the 3 sections of the castle having their boss enemy that protects their favorite wedding +1, but other than that, they're pretty well shuffled around. And sometimes you will get unlucky and somebody that dies early in the game's timer will spawn far away. Talking about dying early, it sounded sad. All of the random elements leave you with one area that's reliable and safe. The spawn point with all the cases. You bring your family members back here and they gift you with things like health or gun. So in this dangerous and unreliable castle, this area is very much your defensive station. Cringe. Father, you misheard me. Now let's talk ghouls. This castle is home to many a foe, and I don't mean the English. Genuinely, look up ghoul synonym on Google and you'll get a pretty fair approximation of this game's enemy list. Some of the enemies are a bit more specifically identifiable, like dog or man or ghost, but the others more or less fall under the miscellaneous beast umbrella. And I still don't mean the boys, the fast boys, jumpy boys, flippy boys, flying. Who needs Wilf when you've got a Gilf? There's something in the game that kind of annoys me, but I also kind of like, and that is that you can't save everyone. I believe you can save all but one person if you're clever about it, but once you've saved a certain number of people, the rest just automatically die if they're not actively being escorted by you. It feels like there's a message in there somewhere, like thematically it just kinda seems like there's something going on. I'll interpret it as LOL, the 1800s, fucking sus. I regret saying that.